And welcome to Secrets of Sarmanath, everybody. How are you all doing? We're on time? What is this insanity? I didn't know that was possible.
Actually, 12:01 now.
We're
1 minute late.
That's... Yep. We're on time! We're on time! 1 minute, one schminute. How are y'all been? It's been a week since I've seen most of you. Oh, what's been going on?
It has been a fucking week. I mean, all of them are going to be like that until I'm done with the semester, but...
Just lots of studying, just
I have
yourself?
one class that gives me like 3 times as much work as all of my other classes, and it's made this semester not great.
The worst thing it would be if it wasn't even part of your like core classes. It's like, oh, I have to take this literature elective, and it's killing me.
I don't have to do those anymore, thankfully.
Nice.
It's like raw computer science for me from here on out.
It sounds like the worst MTV show ever. Computer science, raw, coming at you with Ashton Kutcher.
It's the exact same show. They just don't filter out whenever somebody swears, which actually makes it a lot more like R-rated because programmers swear like every fucking second.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. Yeah. Well, we know how Sean's doing. Very similar to me, except I'm working and he's learning. What about the rest of you? What have you been up to for the last week?
Except Greg's getting paid for all the work.
Except he
Sean is
work, whereas I pay to work.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay. When Sean's done paying to work, he'll earn more than I do, so everything's fine. Well, it all works out in the end.
It's March, so I'm watching a lot of college basketball. March is going on.
I feel like it doesn't matter which month that is, you always watch some kind of basketball, as far as I can tell.
If there's not the pros, there's summer league.
If you didn't already kind of hate Dan for his life, like I'm just going to the gym and watching basketball, you know. Like every week, like Tom's like, I'm having a rough week, and I'm like, yeah. Cass and I were in the ER with the baby, and and then Dan's like, I'm going to the gym and watching basketball.
I try to talk for like a few seconds at a time. My issues are way too complex to try to explain.
Yeah, right. Sometimes it gets raided by the police and shit.
My problems in 12 seconds.
Right.
Nice. Well,
I just dropped the always relevant LUQ link into the chat because that's still going on. New episodes on Mondays.
Always be plugging.
We actually just had, if I can find it, Law just put out a between chapter video to get everybody ready now that we've finished the grant proving and moving on our way towards being an official LUQ team. Chapter 2 outro. Here it is. I just have to find the video and then delete all of the extra nonsense.
I like that a lot of your shout out is you just like looking for your own stuff.
Looking up URLs. Yeah. At some point, I might actually like just have URLs prepped and be like, here, bang, bang, bang.
Nice.
There's the chapter 2 outro thing. So there's our requisite LUQ links. You can check out the chapter 2 outro and get ready for chapter 3, our first adventures as an official team in the League of Ultimate Questing.
Nice.
Yeah, and then there is the thing that I work on. I've just put out 22nd issue of Monster Manual Encounters on Wednesday this week. It's a fun thing that I do where I write setting neutral encounters for every monster in the Monster Manual, and I've done 22 so far.
That's a big project.
How do you pronounce the last one?
I say coatl.
That's how I've always said it.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Right. Is it different over across the pond?
I just don't.
You just don't know?
Yeah, how do Germans pronounce Aztec words, Faye? Tell us how.
I usually just point at them and then say, I want this, or,
I'd like to order the roasted coatl, please.
There's this idea in D&D about show, don't tell.
Yeah, she's like looking through the monster manual and just tearing out some pages.
Like, not this one, not this one.
Yeah, we're not using.
There, excellent, let's go.
In Out of the Abyss, there was it was like an Ixochitl or something like that. Like they had this awful name. It was like all I's and X's and CH, and I just like looked at it and I'm like, well, there's a thing that I'm never actually going to say correctly.
I've seen one account. I can't remember it right now, but everybody pronounces it differently, and I'm always confused because I can't tell which one it is. But
I mean, at least you're getting tripped up by the hard words, and you're not like loading up your dungeon with braziers or anything like that.
Yeah.
well, what do you know about me and my braziers? Maybe I do. Maybe I load the entire dungeon with it.
I used to say that
Traps,
all the time.
brazier traps everywhere. They're great.
It took me the
They're all on
longest
fire.
time.
It's a feminist campaign.
It's a feminist campaign. It took me the longest time to know that those were two different words. Like
The only way to get out of them is to undo the little latches on the back, and men have disadvantage on their checks.
I ran like multiple campaigns, like in public settings, like in a game shop, where like my brain did not put together that those were two separate words.
And nobody told you. They were all just like content to let you suffer.
No, I just kept going on about the braziers in a game shop with like 12 people at the table.
At least it wasn't streamed, right?
Is that where you met Mike? Was Mike one of those people at the table?
No, this was a different group, but that would have been funny as hell. I don't think I ever DM'd Mike at the game shop. I think I only played with him.
Oh, I don't think you ever DM'd a game that I played there either. I'm pretty sure you started DMing after I stopped going because Cass and I were dating and I just didn't have time anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. Well, introduction's done. Are you all ready to jump into a little bit of gameplay here?
I'm worried.
You're worried.
Sure.
I found the name of that unpronounceable monster. I'm just going to pop its name into chat.
Oh, it's the Ixatixatixa.
Wait,
yeah,
I don't see it.
Ixochitl. Ixochitl.
Wait, where's this?
In the Twitch chat.
The Twitch chat.
I don't see shit, man.
Ixochitl.
Sean is lost forever. So you might want to jump into Roll20 here, as we will be using it rather shortly. Last session began with you all mourning the fallen companion by looting her corpse, sawing off one of her horns, and, just generally being disagreeable bastards about the whole thing. But after that was done, you came away with some sweet loot and managed to go about the rest of your exploring of the old cave. After a comedic amount of slamming your spears and axes and staves into the magic runes, and some fine casting from Janlar, you managed to dissipate the growing golem inside the magic circle and destroy the magic that was in place. Having accomplished this, you climbed the rest of the Amber Peak past the Goliaths and met up with all of your druid compatriots getting ready for the ritual on top of the peak. There you met this strange ancient man, looks like a dwarf wrapped in all kinds of robes and black veils, who has introduced himself to the party as Goric, who has been sent by his dwarven god of death to look after you, it seems. It seems you have been touched with the mark of death upon you. After spending a few days examining the loot that you brought out from the cave and attempting to aggressively acquire wine from the druids, the ritual proceeded, and Rose was inducted into the Circle of the Grassland, and had her powers grown amongst the druids. After this was done, you returned to Sarmanath, where you quickly accepted the job to go out to Colvir, where in a nearby grove, or a nearby orchard, there is a new statue that has been appearing and causing misfortune to those who have encountered its path. On the way there, you met some circling hippogriffs that seemed to be acting very strangely for a bunch of predators, but decided it was not worth your time to investigate and continued on as far as you can to the orchard. While you were making your way to the manor house, you did happen to come across this statue, greenish and gray, sitting there with its hands out in the beggar's pose and a marble eye in its hands. After some deliberation, you have had Tom Lightbringer and Gorick step forward and place your gemstones that you received from slaying the elementals popping out of the caves and place it into the eyes of the creature, or of the statue. And as the statue sat there with those eyes in it, they began to melt and bleed down its face, dripping onto the ground in front of you. And as we closed last session, we saw those pools of black just coalesce and form into these dark-skinned, cockatrice-looking monsters that grow and form in front of you. And I believe we should start today's session with a little bit of combat. So, everyone, let us roll initiative as you see these terrifying cockatrices form from the pools of your I guess crystals, gemstones. I don't think you've decided what exactly they are at the moment.
I would just like to point out, as a dwarven cleric, I just got a double-digit initiative. That doesn't happen very enough.
Nicely done. Nicely done on your initiative roll there. 11, 8 for Tom, 20 for Rose. Sambar will need to roll his initiative. And Sambar rolls an 8. Janlar rolls a 6, and these birds will both go on a +1. So, Rose, you are the first to react as these creatures form out of the black ooze that poured forth from the creature's eyes. You see two bird-like scaled creatures formed entirely out of this kind of running black liquid. They seem to take solid form, but also to retain that kind of liquidy property. You've heard tales of creatures that look like this. They appear to be cockatrices. You are the first to react. What do you do as this happens?
So I really don't want to damage the statue behind because I feel like that's still part of our quest. So I would like to just level up, step over here and create a magic stone in my hand that I can shoot at the left cockatrice.
Excellent. Yes, you form your magic stone, breathe your magic into it, and unleash it upon the leftmost cockatrice. Fire away.
Wait to the miss.
Oh, a 9. Yes. The cockatrice, you strike it with the stone, and like the shoulder of this cockatrice where you struck it kind of bends and molds with the stone, and it reflects off of it, receiving seemingly no damage from your strike. The cockatrices then both unleash a little bit of a screech of their own, and they lunge forward. One towards Gorick is on the leftmost eye, and the one towards Tom on the rightmost eye, attempting to bite deeply upon you. And they roll with +3. There we go.
Flashbang.
Ooh! Alright, Tom. You unleash your magical light, granting disadvantage to the one attacking you?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. The 21 will strike at Gorick on the leftmost, and then we have the one at Tom is a 9. You blind the creature momentarily with your flash of light. It tries to reach out to bite you, but you easily bat it away as it's stunned. However, the one on Gorick strikes true. Its hooked beak seems to like meld its way past your armor and sinks its flesh into you. And it rolls D4 +1 damage. I would also like for you to make a Constitution saving throw against this creature's bite, as you take 3 damage.
That's a 7.
All right. You feel an immediate pain in your arm as it begins to rise up your shoulder, and it reaches into your eyes, and you begin to have your vision clouded over in darkness. You are now blinded, and can no longer see anything but this black kind of ooze, similar to what was placed in the eyes of the statue.
I'm having flashbacks being blinded, Greg. I don't like where this is going.
I mean, for how ridiculous the old Goric is he really losing that much with his vision?
Yeah.
Maybe this is a boon. Maybe the cataracts are gone for you.
Yeah.
All right, Goric, you are the next to react. You've been bitten. You feel your vision turn to black, a pain radiating up your arm from the bite. This creature's in front of you. What do you do?
Let's see. Being blinded, I don't know which spells I can cast because I can't see any targets. And a lot of spells require you to be able to see your targets. So let me see. I'm probably where am I in relation to everyone else? Everyone's right next to me, aren't they? Oh no, it's just Tom and Sambar. Okay. That's not as bad as I was afraid it was going to be.
We'll just kill the person who's not here, right?
Well, I was thinking I was like right in the middle of the party. Each creature of your choice that you can see within range. Nope. Okay. Can't see anybody. I'm just going to try Word of Radiance. That won't work. Let's see. Can you skip me and come back to me while I look up spells so everybody doesn't have to?
All right, Goric, you are stunned by your new blindness and stumble back, unable to quickly react after you've been bitten.
I meant more like just delay my turn until I figure out what spell I'm actually able to cast. But you could skip my turn altogether if you'd rather.
No, you're just gonna recover later in the initiative, man. It's all good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sambar is next to go and sees this creature, immediately pulls out his longbow, aims between the two of you to shoot at the one that has bit Goric, and he has normal roll. Perfect. He shoots with a 14, which does in fact hit the creature. The arrow seems to have that same effect as it's coming to the creature's chest. The creature's body bends, and with it almost liquidy, but his shot is true and eventually pierces into the skin of this creature, causing 6 points of damage to it, and you see this black ooze just running out of it, very similar to what was bled out of the statue's eyes, leaking out of this wound from the arrow. Janlar, you see this creature now bleeding from Sambar's bow, and your new old dwarven friend stumbling around, confused. What do you do?
I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna take a small leather loop out of my pouch and cast Levitate on the Cockatrice in front of Goric.
Oh, very nice. What is the spell save type for this?
It is Con.
Constitution. Okay. You have picked a very good spell then. This thing has -4 Constitution. An 11 I do not believe will beat your spell save DC. So the leftmost Cockatrice begins to float as you raise it up above the ground. What's a good floating idea? We'll just put a nice little golden touch on him. How far can you raise it in a single round?
It says it can be levitated up to 20 feet, so it's
nice.
All the way up.
You see this Cockatrice rise up and fly up 20 feet above you as it is suspended there in midair, wildly flapping about, cawing, trying to escape whatever magic binds it. The ooze from its stomach leaks out in like a small waterfall of putridness down in a puddle below it. That is Tom. You see all of this happening in front of you, including another creature trying to bite at you. What do you do?
We're gonna go full offense.
I figured out what I'm gonna do on my turn when we get back to me.
So first off, we're gonna swing with the mace and miss very badly.
Okay.
Yeah, no, never mind. We're just gonna Shield of Faith it. So I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith. I hold out the symbol, and basically just have like a I guess like over the shield there's like a symbol of Burgess that just kind of like goes over it in like glowing lines.
Oh,
And
nice. I like it. Okay, yeah. So when your bludgeoning mace comes down, you see the body of this creature once again kind of absorb the impact and knock it away, leaving your strike useless. And then you cast this shield of faith, your symbol of Burgess, lighting your shield of fire. I enjoy it very much. Goric, you finally recover from your surprise of being blind. What do you do?
How high is the thing in front of me levitated?
20 feet, although I'm not sure. You can hear it, I guess, squabbling and squawking above you.
Okay. So what Goric is going to do is... Oh, I don't have a token for it. Gorik's going to summon a spiritual weapon.
Ooh.
Which I guess I'll just draw on the thing. He's gonna summon it. Oh, this is a shape. I don't want to do a shape. Can I undo that? Nope.
Freehand. Here you go,
Freehanded
my
it.
dude.
that
A
works.
spiritual weapon.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna go right there, and it's gonna try and attack the one in front of me. But since that thing moved, it's not gonna be able to.
All right.
Because Gorik's gonna just like can't see, summon a spiritual weapon to attack something. It's gonna like summon, and I don't have to see the thing for it to attack.
Okay.
But it does have to be in range. So
Okay.
it's just gonna come out, and then like kind of the spiritual weapon's gonna look confused, and then like look up at the.
I think it can travel up to 20 feet, so it might be able to fly.
It can. It can fly in the air, but it only moves as a bonus action. I guess actually
You have a bonus action to use.
I do have a bonus action. No, it's a bonus action to cast it.
Yeah, but I think you can drop it in a distance away from you, can't you?
I can, but Goric can't see. He doesn't know where
I
it is.
see what you mean.
He's gonna put it right next to the creature that was in front of him, not realizing that creature's now 20 feet in the air.
All right, you cast this flaming weapon of Umgraal in front of you, and it
It's a scythe.
swings at the empty air and ends up missing. Which leads us back to Rose. You've stepped away and thrown your magic stone. You've seen all this craziness unfold in front of you. What do you do next?
I think I would like to wait, how high up is one of them? Did you say 40
20 feet.
20 feet, okay. I would like to cast Fairy Fire.
Ooh.
Like, centered in a point where I'm not hitting my party. But I'm
Okay.
hitting both of the... And I guess it is,
So we do have a
It is-
situation where one is on the ground and one is 20 feet high in the air.
it's a 60-foot cube, right? I think.
Oh, okay. Then you have plenty
Hold
of
on.
space.
Let me have a look.
Greg, do I make a
That's right.
save or anything for blindness at the end of my turn, or is it just a duration?
You have been blinded. You are now blinded for a duration.
Okay.
Oh no, it's a 20. Hold on. The range is 60 feet, but the object is like a 20-foot cube.
A 20-foot
So if
cube.
it's
Okay.
yeah, if it's
so,
20 foot up,
yeah.
it still reaches, right?
I think with the 20-foot cube, you've got enough space, absolutely. So you form your cube directly on top of this guy, going down and encompassing him and back towards the statue. The fairy fire erupts in a spray of violets and reds and oranges, and they will attempt to make a save. This is Wisdom.
Dex. It's a Dex
It's
saving
a Dex
throw.
save. Okay, well they're better at Dex than they are Con, so that's a good day. The first passes its save. The second fails.
Second
so the one
fails.
suspended in the air, somehow the magic interacting with the levitation shields it from the fairy fire. It does not absorb the colors. However, the statue is outlined in your vibrant fairy fire, as well as the cockatrice in front of Tom, and it is just outlined in all of your magic. Anything else with your turn?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Is it I think it's an action if I'm... Yeah. Nope. Nothing
all right.
else.
Greg, with my actual action, I'm just going to take the dodge action
Okay.
on my turn.
Excellent. I believe the dog action requires you to see.
That's
but,
what I'm...
Look that up for me, because that's my interpretation of it.
It does. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
that's what I
So.
thought. So that brings us to the cockatrice. One is suspended in the air and cannot move. It attempts to bite and claw at anything around it, but there's no target within sight. It is suspended 20 feet above the ground. But the cockatrice in front of Tom is not dissuaded from taking a big old bite out of him.
Flashbang.
Okay. So its first one would have been a 21. As it comes to bite you, you flashbang it, a flash of Burgess's fire in its face, and once again it is knocked off of its path, surprised by the light, and bites harmlessly at your ankles. And which leads us back to Gorik, who now is blinded, but has recovered his senses and knows he has his spiritual weapon out in front of him.
Okay. The spiritual weapon with my bonus action, it's just going to move up to fill the space the other one had filled and attack the Cockatrice in front of Tom.
Okay, excellent. Your spiritual weapon moves forward to fill the space and makes an attack. Please roll.
Yeah, it's gonna realize that Gorik can't see anything and it's just take matters into its own hands.
Okay.
And then I think it
the spirit of Umgrel fills the weapon, driving it forward.
And it just uses melee spell attack, so it's my proficiency plus my spell attack bonus. So, spell attack was 2, proficiency is 2, so plus 4. It rolls a natural 1.
Ooh!
And so reflecting the fact that Gorik can't see anything.
The spirit of Umgrel fills the axe with an intention and moves it forward on its own. However, it does not give it the effectiveness that you so desire. The creature bouncing away from it as it swings down, leaving a crater in the ground in front of it. Anything else you want to do with your turn, Gorik?
Yeah, I'll cast Shield of Faith on myself as well.
Ooh, how does your Shield of Faith differ from Tom's?
Gorik's Shield of Faith probably looks like just like a series of bone plates just kind of erupting and creating this barrier in front of
interesting. Him. Nice. Bone plates erupt out of the ground surrounding this cleric, trying to protect him, while those bright light of Brijesh shines next to him. Which leads us to Sambar, who takes out his bow once again and steps back away from these creatures to get a good angle at the one floating high above, and takes a shot. Blah. For 14, once again striking true. For a 7 points of damage. The creature, once again, has another arrow stuck into its breast. More black ichor begins flowing down in a cascade of 20 feet, plopping into the puddle at the ground below it. As Sambar ends his turn there.
I'll be right back.
Janlar, you have seen this spiritual weapon formed and attack. You've seen the arrows protruding out of the one you've levitated. What do you do?
I'm gonna attack the one that's on the ground with a ray of sickness. I don't think it has any kind of a components. Yeah, those just
Ray of sickness, I don't believe has any components.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I just go ahead and cast ray of sickness at it.
All right. A sickening ray of yellowish light erupts from your hands towards the creature suspended in the air. Please roll to hit.
I got a 21.
Oh, a 21. Perfect. That strikes the creature true, and you see the blackness of its scales kind of turn gray and ashen where your thing hits it. Please roll some damage for me.
Got a 14.
Oh, that slays the creature exactly. You see the creature slowly turning gray, starting where the beam of sickening light hits it, and slowly kind of contorts over the entire creature until it is entirely this gray, ashy-looking color, and then it just bursts apart into a dust that begins to rain and fall down over where this puddle of blackness ends, and the creature is slain. Excellent. Anything else you're doing with your turn there, Janlar?
I actually was attacking the one that wasn't levitated.
Oh, well, never mind. This one is still alive, and this one is more damaged. The one suspended in the air is still very much alive and kicking. The one in front of Tom now has this large mark of ashen gray where your light touches it, but it is still alive and kicking.
Additionally, it needs to make a con saving throw, I believe.
Excellent. It is very bad at those.
Yeah, con saving throw be poisoned.
It is definitely potentially poisoned. Alright. Is that the end of your turn, good sir?
It is.
Alright, Tom Lightbringer, you see this sickening ray erupt on the creature in front of you. What do?
Let's go for the killing blow here. Let's go for the killing blow.
Yes, absolutely. You bring your mace down with frightening velocity on top of the creature for 9 points of damage. Unfortunately, not enough to kill the creature in front of you, as it had taken no damage before Janlar's magic had hit it. But you strike it, its head flattening and ooze seeping out in a splatter. This black liquid on the ground. Anything else you're doing with your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Oh my goodness, we have so many spiritual weapons. Okay.
Yeah. So I call down the spear, and it just kind of like comes down from the sky to try and smite this guy.
All right, your spear comes down from the sky, and tries to strike at this enemy in front of you.
Yeah. Let me just remember what the attack bonus is for it really first.
It's a melee spell attack. So
Yeah, so it's
your
either gonna be
proficiency
+4, +5.
Plus my wisdom then.
yeah,
So exactly the same.
yeah, pretty much. 5e is nice
and
that way.
then 1d8, and then it's plus what?
Plus your wisdom.
Plus wisdom. Perfect. So exactly the same.
For 3 points of damage, which is just enough to slay this creature. You smack it down with velocity with your mace, enough to kind of flatten it down wide in front of you, leaking out bits of black ooze, and then your spear of Burgess comes down from the sky in a flaming strike right into the center of the creature. You see it ripple across its body and then break like a balloon, black ooze just spilling out and splashing on the ground in front of you, as the Cockatrice is now dead at your feet. I believe that's the entirety of your turn.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Which leads us now back to the top of the round. Rose, you've seen these spiritual weapons attack the creatures in front of you. One explode into this puddle of ichor, one suspended in the air above you. What do?
Well, this black ichor doesn't look very good. I'm not too fond of that, but I guess we have to kill that. So the levitated one is the fairy-fired one as well, right? Is that correct?
The one that was fairy-fired was actually the one on the ground, which I guess
Right.
we owe
because
some,
nobody rolled advantage.
we should have
on
rolled
that, so
advantage on those. I
must have gotten it
apologize.
wrong.
Yes.
That's okay. They're not expensive.
I think we
Okay,
all
I'll-
hit it anyways.
I'll
after.
take.
Everyone did
Yeah,
hit
but I mean, yeah, Chandler could have crit with it. It's fine.
Yeah, my
I'm gonna.
apologies.
My spiritual
No
weapon
worries,
missed
no
it
worries.
because it didn't roll with advantage, but
I'm gonna attack the one. Like, take another pebble, put it into my vine, and take a shot at it.
All right. Oh, a 24. Yes, you whip
Oh,
your
damage.
vine around and unleash a perfect shot for 4 points of damage. Once again, causing yet a new leak to spring in the suspended creature, as it is still suspended in the air and unable to break free, just leaking black ichor everywhere. Goric, swing with your spiritual weapon, I guess.
how high is it up? Is it still
20
ascending, or
feet.
did it only go?
Janlar has not used any of his turn to raise it higher, so it's still suspended at 20 feet.
So then, yeah, my spiritual weapon, my scythe, will flip over so that its blade at the bottom facing upwards, and it'll just skyrocket up 10 feet or 20
Nice.
feet, like a weird reverse guillotine.
Oh!
And we'll see if it can
All right.
hit. 1d20 plus 4. Oh, I forgot the R. It doesn't like it when you forget the R. It doesn't work. Let's
You know
try
what? That hits anyway. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
that. 1d8 plus 2. 7
For
points.
7
of damage.
points of damage. Let me do some quick math. No, it comes up short. So your reverse guillotine trick just misses the head of this creature, and it slices off like a claw, and a new leak forms, and there's just a waterfall of black ichor to the ground here in front of you as this creature is injured, but not dead. That brings us to Sambar, who wants to finish this thing off. He wants the kill. He knows that this is like potentially bragging points. And he fires for a 25, clearly striking the creature for 5 more points of damage. This is 6, 13, 17. Yes, this is the finishing blow. The creature ripples as the arrow passes all the way through the center point of it, and it just erupts in a like burst balloon fashion. A spray of black ichor falls down on the ground, some potentially raining down on Tom and Goric as you were standing pretty much beneath the creature. And now the road to the manor once again lays silent as you are facing down this statue and now the black pools of the creatures that you created in front of you.
There's a little like pond thing over there, right?
There is indeed, yes.
Okay. Goric will be like, can someone lead me to the water? I must clean my eyes out.
Sure. Come with me, and he'll take your arm and lead you.
I will attempt to wash out my eyes in the water over there and see if that restores my sight or if I'm blind for the foreseeable future.
You attempt to wash out the pain in your eyes. You splash water in your face, clean out the eyes the best of your ability, blink as you lift your head out of the water, and are still surrounded by darkness.
Yet, this is a problem. Well, that's Tanya, everyone. I just jump in the pool and drown myself. No.
Sayonara.
Yeah.
Life is not worth living if you can't see the sunset, right?
I might hold on. Let me check something really fast.
You got something. You probably just might have to rest for it.
Yeah, maybe.
I think lesser restoration.
I think lesser restoration will do it, but I have to rest before I can cast that for you.
Yeah,
I know. I
condition can be blinded, deaf, and paralyzed, poisoned.
Yeah.
Yep. So I can cure you of your blindness as long as you didn't lose your eyes.
Right. Yeah. Are they still there? Are they?
Does he still have eyes? If I look at him,
Rose, you get up really close and say, "Open your eyes," and peer in, and yes, his eyes stare sightlessly back at you. You do notice, however, that where his capillaries in his eyes would normally be red from blood, you see instead this kind of black lines leading up to his irises, as if they have been turned black by the bite of this creature.
Okay, so it looks like the stuff got into his bloodstream would be my guess off that. So let me actually look at something here really fast. Because lesser restoration will let you cure a condition. I want to see if I can. Do I have medicine as a skill? No, I don't. Unfortunate. Never mind.
Okay.
So you've cleaned your eyes out in the pond. You have the statue still in front of you. Your cart behind you. What do you do? Are you investigating this? Do you return? Do you try to get your way to the manor? What do you do?
I kick the statue in the shin. And then...
All right, so as you approach the statue, you deliver it a mighty kick, which smarts your foot some and seems to affect the statue very little. You do notice, however, now, sitting in its outward hands, along with the marble eye, there are 2 black little statues, about the size of like a Lego man, and they resemble what looks like a very ancient old dwarf and a human cleric.
Oh, that's not good.
I'm gonna pick those up really fast.
Okay, you grab them. You have these black figurines in your hand.
Do I have detect magic today? I do. I cast detect magic on these.
All right, we've seen Janlar cast detect magic a few times. What is it like when a cleric of Progest detects magic?
I think
Maple?
I think they're
Probably like maple.
fairly similar, right? I think it's basically just his eyes become a little bit more reflective, kind of like a cat's. You see like the light kind of catching on them more.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So you begin to intone the arcane words, and your eyes light up just a little bit, and you see the auras of magic. You see this aura of alteration magic around the marble eye that Janlar had seen previously. The statue itself seems to be non-magical, and the figurines that are in your hand do have a very faint glow of magic around them. Though the school of it seems very strange. You aren't really certain what it is exactly.
I'm gonna hold them close to my chest. Does that make the Seeker's Mark smart any worse?
It does not.
Okay.
Gorik will like wander back over and be like, "You think I should gouge out eye and put marble in place?"
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah,
Why
that
would you
sounds
do
a little
that?
bit extreme. I can attempt to help with your blindness if we do I need a long rest or a short rest to change prepared spells?
Long.
You need a long rest. as a
If we
cleric.
wait till tomorrow, we can
I wave you off. I say I can cure own eyes tomorrow as well. You do not waste own spell on it.
Very well. Although do bear in mind we took a look at your eyes, and I'm not sure if the blindness is a condition in of itself. It looks like the black ink that those things were made out of is in your bloodstream. It appeared to have. There was no red in your eyes. There was only black.
I turn and look at Rose, and I say, "Your Highness."
You looked the wrong way.
I gently touch his elbow so he knows in which direction he has
Yeah.
to look.
I look. Let's see. If I look this way on the camera, does it?
It's like Chandler, your highness, and he's just standing.
I'm waiting for the video to catch up to see if I turned the
No,
right.
no, you went the wrong way.
Oh, did I? Dang it. Okay. No, yeah, that's the right. Okay, yeah. Yes, I gotta look this way, and I don't look at Faye on the thing. And I say, "Your Majesty, can you cure poison with druid magic?"
Oh, I'm over here. I'm over here.
Oh, I turned my head the other direction.
Actually, not right now. Same problem.
Yeah, if we
I
wait
would
till
also-
tomorrow,
right.
Gorik, we could try a little bit of cooperative casting here. I could try and cure you of poison while you try to cure yourself of blindness at the same time.
Perhaps we try this.
I will lead you for the day, Gorik. I'll take care that you don't stumble.
You are too kind, Queen. First light of the sun upon the dews of morning petals.
I gently pat his arm.
You pet his arm?
Yeah, like this. You know?
Oh,
like this.
you
Gotta
pat,
be.
you pat his arm.
Yes, I pat.
I thought
Sorry.
I thought you were petting his arm like a dog.
Good boy. No, not like that.
Nice. All right. So you begin leading around Gorik for the day by the hand.
Mhm.
What were you saying,
Yep.
Janlar? I'm sorry.
Can I take a look at the black ooze on the ground to see if it's having any kind of like effect on like the grasses in the area? Is it like killing off the grass beneath the statue, or?
You take a look at the ooze, and it does not appear to be immediately having an effect on the ground in front of it, other than just covering it in this black ichor. There's no like radiating dead grass on the ground where it touches. It's just
Tom, I don't
pools of
remember.
it.
Does the ooze radiate magic?
Was it?
You do indeed see magic radiating from the ooze. The same school or same type of these little statues in your hand.
Okay. It is. I can't tell what it is. I've never seen anything like it before, but it is magical of some kind.
I believe we tried burning it in the past, but ended up just leaving where it was. Do we want to take some for possible study?
Oh, is that the
Vial?
same kind of ooze?
I'm assuming it was.
It looks
was
very
explained-
similar, yes.
It was explained very similar to me, so I'm assuming it's very similar.
Do you have a vial that you can store it in?
I have an extra water skin. We can try using that, but I also have I have a couple vials, I think. Let me see.
I feel like vials are one of those things that I always wish I would remember to bring, and then I never do.
Yeah, I got 2 empty vials. So, I'll I'll try to scoop some into a vial.
All right, yeah. You scoop some into a vial. As you touch the liquid, it's very caustic. Like you can feel it like a very mellow acid against your hand. Just kind of burns a bit, and it's sticky and kind of like a goop more so than like a running liquid. But you are able to scoop it into your vial and fill it up. With this strange ichor from the creatures.
Okay, I'll make sure to go wash my hands off in the little lake next.
All right, yes. You join Gorik in the lake. One washing his face, one his hands.
I think we should probably talk to the property owner first before we do anything else that gives us trouble.
Agreed.
I agree.
All right. So, the five of you pick up, get your wagon back together, and head on down the road. It is not a long trip until you are once again in front of a great manor house. The groves on either side kind of fall away, and you see just kind of a clearing amongst it with nice marble walkways leading up to a very wide, not so much tall, but a very wide manor house with colonnades. And there are servants that see you approaching and come to greet you as your wagon approaches. They are all dressed the same with just kind of tan-colored tunics and breeches. They are all kind of very proper looking as they come out and hail you down. Hello, friends. Welcome to the orchard. We were expecting perhaps some seekers. Would that be you?
Yes, indeed.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. The Master Taranj will be very pleased. Shall I take care of your carts and your animals here? We have some space in the back for stabling of guests.
Yes, please.
Excellent, excellent. And he kind of snaps his fingers and a few more servants come. They begin unbridling your oxen and leading them, and two of them kind of pick up the cart and begin walking with that as well. They seem to be incredibly strong. Like, you immediately think, wait, why are you unbridling the oxen? But then these just plain-looking servants just lift this cart on their backs and are able to drag it around back with them. The main servant kind of leads the five of you up the entryway of the manor house and kind of puts you in this nice little waiting area just inside the front door. There's carpeting across the floor that seems to have been woven out of some kind of silk. Is very, very soft and very, very delicate carpeting. He kind of looks to you and your kind of dirtiness and says, if you wouldn't mind, take off your shoes before stepping on this. It's very, very hard to clean.
No, I understand.
I will be getting you some refreshments in just a moment, if you will wait here. And he goes off to get you refreshments and allows you to see this kind of like large fireplace to the back of the room. Paintings are hung along the walls of various quality, all depicting very kind of natural scenes, right? It seems to be all paintings of nature. Alongside them, there are some taxidermed animal heads along the walls as well. Just general furniture is nice and well made from various wooden properties, lacquered and painted nicely. You just get the feeling of wealth from here.
I'm going to give a description of all the things to Gorik, and I'll be like, this is a pretty scary place. They must have killed lots and lots of animals. There's like, the rug is made out of a spider's web, and all the paintings, like, there's a head of a giant elk right over there. Who does that? I think we should leave. I don't like this place.
Those sambars seem okay if there is stag head on the wall.
I'm sure Sambar would understand.
You all
He
look
is-
over and you see Sambar kind of admiring the staghead. And he's like, I've taken down bigger than this. My rack was bigger once. He seems very at home with the hunting.
You know, I never quite understood paintings. Why can't you just go outside?
Well, we spent so long perfecting inside that we might as well, use it. Why would you go outside at this point? Inside is...
I look around myself. This is what you call perfecting inside.
Well,
by
this
just
is a little
stealing
bit-
stuff from the
is-
outside and then hanging it on your wall.
Yeah, you bring in the nice bits of the outside that you like, and then you get to wall off all the shitty parts of the outside that you don't like.
All right. And as your conversation about the merits of outdoors and indoors kind of wraps up, you see a very, very tan gentleman with very colorful clothes on enter the room from the western wing. He has a big smile and weather-worn face, but he obviously has not seen the sun. He's not seen like hard work. I shouldn't say the sun. He's very tanned. He hasn't seen hard work in some time. The weather lines must have come from a younger time for him. As he steps forward, he introduces himself. I am Taranj. I am the humble owner of these orchards here. We make the finest wines and ciders that we possibly can outside of Colvir. You won't find anything better in the Midlands, I promise. You are the seekers we have requested. I thank you so much for joining us here. We have had some problems amongst the workers with these statues that seem to have appeared, causing great misfortune. I need you to clear this up. So that they can get back to work and everything will go swimmingly for the harvest. What can I do to aid you in this quest? I'm at your service, the five of you.
What do you know about the statue?
Eye dog.
You need a seeing eye dog. Well, Colvir is a city not too far from here. It has many breeders. I do not know if they have any that help the blind. I assumed a seeker might have his own ways to deal with such a detriment.
I am not seeker. I am agent of death. And I look around blankly.
Okay, I see. Yes, I could have a servant escort you to Colvir if you needed a dog.
He will
could
be
buy
fine.
one.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I just realized Rose could technically wild shape into a seeing eye dog.
I could.
The idea.
But what do you know about the statue that you've been having trouble with?
I know very little, other than it was reported to me by my workers about 2 weeks ago. It had appeared out of nowhere. I told them to dig it up and get it out of here. We don't need it in the orchard. And the ones who did disappeared on me. I don't know where they went. Very strange indeed. So I sent some more workers out there, but it wasn't there. It was gone. Sometime later, it appeared elsewhere, and on the other side of the orchard, probably a mile from its original spot. He said that it had an eye in its hand, and so he took it. And I thought, well, that is very strange, but let's get rid of it, and I ordered it removed. But before it could be removed, the worker had a terrible accident. It seems he stumbled and fell off a roof that he was thatching. Broke a good many bone in his body. Others who have come across these statues over the last couple of weeks have reported sickness in their family, or loss of sight or hearing. My workers are scared to go out in the orchard. They're certain that some devil is among us. So I contacted the Seekers as quickly as I could. I have yet to see the statue myself. I would not wish that I had any of that curse in my abode, but those in my employ are very scared of it indeed.
And so you don't mind of what becomes of the statue. You just want
Destroy it if you could. That would be wonderful. But no, if you can cleanse my orchard of this presence, this of misfortune, I shall be very happy and pay the seekers in full.
And how long ago did you say this started happening?
Oh, a little over 2 weeks ago.
And it's shown up in random places in the orchard. Nothing significant about its locations.
Not that I know of. You might be able to ask the handymen out there. They might know a bit more, but as far as I can tell, it just seems to appear in strange places. Always at a crossroad and a path, it seems, maybe. I seem to remember all of them being near a path, near where the orchard splits. But I don't know.
Do you have a servant or someone who can show us to where the statue was seen in the various spots it was seen at?
Yes. I am certain that we could do that. All of these people are in my employ. I will tell them to show you whatever you need seen. Yes.
All right, thank you for the help.
Oh, excellent.
This worker who fell off of roof and broke back.
Yes.
You say he took an eye from the statue?
Yes, that's what he said. He showed it to me. Marble, painted with a green iris. It's very interesting looking.
Does he still have eyeball?
You would have to ask him. I told him that I would have no part of it. But it was a nice looking piece.
Perhaps we see if we can get a pair of eyes and put in statue, not just one.
Maybe. They didn't seem like they fit either, though.
Was the eye a different size than the sockets?
Well, no, they were different colors, though. They were a different stone.
The eye was made of marble.
Right, and the
statue itself was not. Was what I think Tom is.
It was some kind of like slate or something.
Yeah.
We didn't recognize the stone, but it was that kind of color.
Right. The eyes are roughly the right size. You didn't try to put them in, but yeah, you think it's about right.
So do we want to start by inspecting the locations we found the statue at, or do we want to start by going after the guy who broke his back and took the eye?
Well, we could do a little bit of the good old splitting up of the party here.
Well, I'm staying with Gorik.
Yeah,
Sure. How about you go talk to the worker who injured himself, and we'll go check out the locations the statue has been seen at.
But I'm gonna like lower my voice and I'm gonna say, I don't think the owner is an honest person.
No, likely not.
Did you hear him say he's the humble owner of this establishment and then brag about how it's the best wine all around? I looked up the definition in my etiquette book, and it says humble is not bragging, so I'm slightly confused, but I'm pretty sure... Or do you think he doesn't understand the word? You know, sometimes people have trouble with words.
Someday, Rose, we will teach you the concept of the humble brag.
Maybe.
Torange kind of looks between you as you whisper amongst yourselves, and he says, "Is there something wrong? Should I know something?"
Oh, nothing, Master Tornge. We'll go get to work.
Okay, excellent. Well, should you need a place to stay, my estate is open to you. I will have rooms made up for the 5 of you. And if you need anything at all, do not hesitate to ask me or my members of staff. I will make sure that they are prepared to assist you in any way that you need.
Thank you. Hopefully this won't take longer than a few days.
Excellent. The faster the better. I will leave you to it, Seekers. Yes. Easier than I thought it might be. And with that, he kind of turns and gives a motion to the kind of servant that greeted you on the way here. Seems to have a little bit of rank with them, and walks back out the western wing. The main servant says, yes, you wish to speak with the man who fell. His name is Marvin. He and his family live just off the manor, about 400 feet or so, or 400 yards or so. I will take you there myself if you wish. For those of you that want to see the locations of the statues, I do not know of them myself, but I will get the word out to. I will get the word out to those that have seen it. Gather you a set of locations that we can guide you to in the meantime.
Perfect. I think Janelin and I will go investigate those statues, and Rose here, along with Gorik, will question the injured man.
Excellent.
Solid plan.
So, Gorik, your name was, and Rose, it sounds. If you would follow me, I will take you to them at once. You two, if you will stay here, I will get Podrick, yes? Gather the locations for these men. And the main servant begins to lead Rose and Gorik out to the housing for the workers, a few hundred yards away from the manor house. Podrick dashes off and begins to collect the information amongst the servants, leaving you with your refreshments here in this main hall for some time. And when we get back, I guess we will begin our investigation, but this is about an hour from where we started. Let's go ahead and take our first break here, and we will see you all in about 5 minutes.
Before we go on break,
Yes?
can we use this as an actual short rest in game?
Absolutely, yes. You've had the opportunity to have about 10 minutes of doing nothing. You can eat some food and expend hit dice and rest as need be. So when we come back, you will be rested and ready to investigate. We'll see you on the flip side.